Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Cinema Wave podcast here at the Culture Wave Media Network. And today, it is the start of award season. We are giving our Golden Globe predictions as we'll read you guys the nominees, and myself, as well as my co-hosts Liz and Zach, will be giving you guys our predictions, our thoughts on who we think is going to take home the awards. I am your host, Darian Scalamoni. I am joined by Liz Seiko.
Hello, everybody.
And Zach Miller.
What's going on?
We did this last year, too, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was the same crew.
I think so.
It was, yeah.
I have to keep this a routine. I have to keep this a little tradition.
Love it.
This is the 82nd annual Golden Globes. It's going to be broadcast on CBS, streaming on Paramount Plus, and some surprises, some things that I think we saw coming. But the Golden Globes are always a very unique show because they do this really weird thing of splitting the categories between drama and musical comedy. And again, there are some films in some categories that don't necessarily correlate to what would be musical or comedy in my mind. But we'll have to see. But we are here to give our predictions. I am going to read the award. I'm going to read the nominees, and then we're going to go around, give our picks, and then we'll discuss why. Okay? Are we all ready?
I'm ready.
We might make a friendly wager, too. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll decide that. Zach, are you ready to go?
Dude, I'm ready, man.
All right, let's do this. Best Motion Picture Drama. We have A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Nickel Boys, September 5, and The Brutalist. I'll start all of them, I guess, because I'm reading
Go
the
for it.
nominees.
Yeah.
Give us.
My pick is The Brutalist. Liz?
Mine is also The Brutalist.
Zach?
I'm going to sweep with the Brutalist.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's the best part of all of this, everyone. None of us have seen this
No.
movie. The thing is, there is so much buzz about this movie. People were, when they first saw it at festivals, they were crying their eyes out, leaving the theater. Like 30-minute standing ovation. It's been compared to like The Godfather, like in terms of like this crazy epic, very unique, and it's cool to see like these method actors get the spotlight. Like Adrian Brody is the lead of this film. Guy Pearce is in this movie. Felicity Jones, who I feel like has kind of been off the radar for a little bit. All great, talented actors, and they come together for this movie that's directed by Brady Corbett. Again, none of us have seen it. I thought that after seeing Dune Part 2 in March, that would be the one we would be talking about around this time. And in my opinion, I still think it is probably the best movie I've seen this year.
Dune.
I don't know if The Brutalist passes that when I do eventually see it, but I just think that the buzz for The Brutalist is too much right now.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. And I feel like I just found out that it's actually a 3.5 hour movie. So I feel like the hype following that information is telling.
If Liz was a part of the Golden Globe committee, she would not be voting for this movie based on the runtime alone. But
She's the cut
I think,
queen.
I don't know. I think it's gonna win this category just with the buzz and the fact that it's also in so many of these categories and it hasn't even come out yet for mass appeal tells me that the critics are so in on it and they are putting their hats in the ring for it as well. So I feel like the Golden Globe committee is like, this is our pick for this one.
Yeah, I agree. It was second in terms of nominations for Golden Globes
Really?
overall. It was second with 7.
Wow.
So there's a lot of buzz around it, but not much to talk about because we all have the same pick.
Yep.
Let's move on. Best Motion Picture, Musical or Comedy. A lot of films that aren't necessarily musical or comedies, but let's go for it. We have A Real Pain, Anora, Challengers, Emilia Perez, The Substance, and Wicked. My pick is Anora. Liz?
I'm going to go with Anora, even though some of the other ones have my heart.
Okay.
Mm,
Zach?
I'm also going to Nora.
Look at this.
Wow.
I feel like we're not always 100% on the same
No, I
page
know.
to start.
I
Okay.
know.
So I don't think Anora is a musical at all, obviously. It has comedic beats. Zach and I have seen the film. I don't think you've seen it yet. You're going to love it. It's not a straight comedy at all, but it has elements of like a 21st century screwball kind of model
Okay.
at moments. From the 41 minutes I have watched thus far of this recording of Emilia Perez, it's obviously a musical. Not very comedic at all. The Substance is the one. Zach has seen it. You haven't yet. Neither have I. I don't think that Substance would fit under that category. Zach, am I crazy for saying that?
I don't think it's not a comedy like across the board. There's very comedic moments that are like I mean, it's like slapstick at points, and some of the characters are hilarious because of the absurdity that they're going through, but it's focused on this like horror dramedy sci-fi, like that's its focus, and then the comedy is just an extra bit to help it get through. So that's why when it did happen, you were very surprised and that kind of stuff. But it's not a complete comedy.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I felt like it would probably fit more into the drama category, which was why I was surprised when it got this. But again, the Golden Globes do weird things. Like The Martian is always the one that stands out to me, where it got nominated for comedy or musical, won the category, and like it's not funny at all. So
I think they didn't want to get ripped apart for not having the substance at all.
I think so. I think there's a lot of buzz around that movie.
Yeah.
I think that
It has a huge following.
yeah, it definitely does. And it's a lot of all the people that have seen it this year have said it's probably within their top 5. Zach included, I feel. Maybe
Oh yeah.
yeah. My brother also loved the movie. But there's some other movies I love in this category. Obviously, I love Challengers. I think all of us loved Wicked. I just don't think I think Anora is a bit of a powerhouse, especially for the Globes. Maybe for the Academy
Wicked
Awards.
could take it if
Wicked could take it, but I think Wicked's getting something else later.
yeah, I do too.
Okay. We all good on this category?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Moving
ready.
on. Best motion picture animated. We have Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Moana 2, The Wild Robot, and Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul. My pick is The Wild Robot. Liz.
I have not seen any of these, so I'm just gonna pick Inside Out too.
Okay. Zach.
I am going to go with Wild Robot
Okay.
because of the buzz.
Yes. So I'm similar. I have not seen Wild Robot. I have seen 2 of these films on this list.
Okay.
Excuse me. One of them is Inside Out 2, which I think is a good movie. It's not as good as the first one.
Are you dying? So, Zach, have you seen Wild Robot?
I have not actually, but I've heard it's really well reviewed.
It
so-
gives me Iron Giant vibes.
Yeah, that's what I
right?
heard. Yeah.
That's just like the vibe that it's giving me. Unfortunately, I just can't speak too much on any of these films.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to defer to like the critical appeal of it, and everyone that has seen it has told me that it was very, very good, especially for a lot of recent animated movies. Moana 2 seemed like what I was hearing, that it didn't do much new from the first
Yeah.
one. So I think Wild Robot is kind of the favorite of this category. DJ, do you have a different opinion?
Are you good? Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Currently dying. I think that a lot of people, I think Wild Robot, even on Rotten Tomatoes, had like a crazy critic score.
Okay.
So I think that's a big part of the reason why I think the outside chances for a movie called Flow that a lot of people have also been talking about. Excuse me. But Inside Out 2 and Moana 2 were not great.
Okay.
So I don't think they're going to win.
All right.
That's my overall consensus. I'm so sorry.
Would you like me to do the next one?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Okay. Best motion picture, non-English language. We have All We Imagine as Light, which is US, France, and India. Emilia Perez from France. I'm Still Here from Brazil. The Girl with the Needle from Poland, Sweden, and Denmark. The Seed of the Sacred Fig from Germany, France, and Iran. And Vermilio from Italy. I have Emilia Perez.
I do too. I also have Emilia Perez.
I have I'm Still Here. And I've heard, well, from what I've been reading, is people making a lot of letterbox lists and just like top film lists of the year so far is when I'm Still Here's been snubbed. They were like, how is this not on the list? So,
Okay.
and I've also been seeing that critically it's doing really well. I haven't had access to any of these films yet, and I know Emilia Perez kind of just dropped, so I gotta check that out. But from what I've heard, I'm Still Here is a favorite among a lot of people, so I'm gonna go with that one. Do you guys want to explain why you like your pick?
Do you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
So I just started Emilia Perez. My whole thought process is, Jesus Christ.
Cough it up.
This is so bad. Okay. The reason I'm going with Emilia Perez is because it was the most nominated film across the board. And I think that if it's not going to win the musical or comedy category, this is where it could still get its flower, so to speak. So I think it's going to win there. Especially because majority of the film is in Spanish anyway. So I'm Still Here would probably be my second pick based on the buzz I'm hearing about it and the fact that Fernando Torres got a nomination as well. I just think they're going to want to try to do something with Emilia Perez, and this is the best way that they can award that film as well as Anora or potentially Wicked.
Yeah, I agree. The only other reason that I picked it is because this is the only film out of this category that I've seen, and so I can't really speak on the other ones.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I think I got all the coughs out, everybody.
Maybe
We'll
I
see.
have one now.
Not going to let you get it out. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture drama. Angelina Jolie for Maria. Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. Kate Winslet for Lee. Nicole Kidman for Baby Girl. Pamela Anderson for The Last Showgirl. And Tilda Swinton for The Room Next Door. I went with Nicole Kidman.
This one I'm torn. And I think it's because my heart and my head are in two different places. I think I'm gonna go Pam Anderson.
Okay.
Really?
I do. I think she's gonna surprise us all. And I've heard really great things about The Last Showgirl, and I love her also. So
Zach.
This one we have all different picks.
oh,
so
I love this.
I'm gonna go with Tilda Swinton for The Room Next Door.
Ooh.
And another movie that is, I don't even think it's out yet, or out of the festival.
Yeah,
circuit.
December 20th it goes wide.
Yeah, so
As of this
you know,
recording. Yeah.
but another movie that I've heard very good things. I believe Julianne Moore is the co-star in this movie.
Yes.
They have a head-to-head rivalry, maybe, just off the trailer, but I have to look into it. There's buzz. We're going off of buzz.
We're going off of buzz.
But,
Like,
yeah.
so all of these, especially because a lot of these movies aren't wide yet, we haven't seen any of them. With Nicole Kidman, I've heard just a lot of people saying this is like one of her best performances in like over a decade. And I think Baby Girl has buzz around it because it's an A24 movie and it's getting released on Christmas alongside a Bob Dylan biopic and Nosferatu. So that's why I went there. I almost went Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. I just don't know if they award international actresses, unfortunately, as much. Isabelle Huppert got a win a few years ago. But I wouldn't be shocked if she won. She's like my very close second choice, Fernanda Torres, based on buzz. But Pamela Anderson, I also agree. I think there's a lot of buzz on it, and people are like rooting for the success story.
Yes.
I just don't know if
We love a good success story.
we do love. I mean, Hollywood loves a good
Loves
success story,
it.
but
and a comeback.
yeah, but there's a lot of competitive, great women in this category that I think, like, I mean, Angelina Jolie's another one. Like,
I know,
they
but
award her all the time. You
I
know
know,
what I mean?
but it's fully based on those single performances, and I just feel like I do agree. I think that the two headers, I was between Nicole and Pam, so I feel like just from what I'm hearing, those two have a lot of hype behind them.
Okay. Moving on. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture drama. We have Adrian Brody for The Brutalist, Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing, Daniel Craig for Queer, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice, and Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. I have Adrian Brody.
I have Coleman Domingo.
Okay.
I have Coleman Domingo.
Yeah.
Now,
I love this.
I'm the biggest Coleman Domingo fan.
Okay.
I still haven't seen Sing Sing.
Oh, buddy.
Here, I know. I can't wait to see it. Here's my reasoning. It's a very tough category, first of all. I don't think it's a two-horse race necessarily. I think that there's an outside chance for Ray Fine. I think there's a little bit of a shot for Timmy. I don't think it's a great one. That was the only nomination Sing Sing got. That's usually not awarded. I'm thinking strategically.
You are. But from what I hear about this film too, it's that his performance is like the whole film.
Now, Zach saw the movie. Neither of us have. Based on what I'm reading, Clarence Macklin is phenomenal in the movie. Maybe just as good as Coleman. And people were hoping that he was going to get a nomination for supporting, and he didn't. And that's another part of the reason why I think it might not win.
Zach, what are your thoughts behind it?
This film like really moved me, and it is such a great subject matter of, you know, trying to be an artist in the prison system, as well as like the individual themes all the prisoners are going through. And he is so phenomenal in this movie, but I also think that this category is extremely close. I do think that Coleman has slight edge, and I haven't seen Daniel Craig yet. Daniel Craig, I wouldn't be surprised with either, because he looks like very different in that movie. That I'm looking forward to seeing that. And Timothy's always a powerhouse, and he's playing such a big artist. That's gonna be in heavy consideration. Ralph Fiennes also really surprised me in Conclave. That was one of his singular best performances in a while.
I agree.
And the only surprise on this list to me is Sebastian Stan. And I don't think he has a shot with the other guys in this category because it is so different. I think it's very. I haven't seen the movie yet, but from what I heard, it's very impressionistic, and I think everything else just seems like it's in its own tier. So Coleman, to me, has the edge just with the subject matter. Hollywood loves like the stories of being an artist and overcoming those hurdles, along with the fact that they have to overcome themselves while they're in the prison system. I think it's gonna be like the best one in my opinion, but I don't know.
I think the reason I'm going with Brody too is I just so much of the movie's on his back from based on what I hear, and I think if they're going to award the movie, I can see him getting awarded too. Now, I could see somebody else winning here at the Globes, but based on today, he's probably my pick for the Academy Award.
Oh, okay.
So that was why also I trended that way. But could be wrong. It's a close category. We will see. Best performance by a female actor in a motion picture, starting with musical or comedy. We have Amy Adams for Night Bitch, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Demi Moore for The Substance, Carla Sofia Gachon for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison for Honora, and Zendaya for Challengers. I have Mikey Madison for Honora.
I also have her.
Oh, I'm gonna go Cynthia because of how big Wicked has been, and I think that she also did such a good job with Wicked in its own thing. I would love Mikey to win, or Mikey or Mickey.
Madison,
Yeah. I would love for her to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if Cynthia wins it. And I don't. Are there many nominations for Wicked in this? I only saw
4
a couple.
for Wicked, and I think there is 5 for Honora.
Okay.
For the films as a whole. The only reason now I wouldn't be surprised because it's the Golden Globes that Wicked gets consideration.
They mix it up. Yeah.
I don't think it could happen necessarily at the Academy Awards. I think this year for the acting categories, I think the biggest runaway is Mikey Madison.
Yeah, I think she's going to sweep every award.
Yeah.
But I can understand your thought process as well of trying to give Wicked another award here. I have Wicked winning one award later, which I'll talk about, but it's not this one. But I can understand. Cynthia would probably be, I think Cynthia would be my third pick because I think if they don't give it to Mikey, the same exact sentiment you have for Pamela Anderson is what I have for Demi Moore based on what's happening.
Okay.
I could totally see her potentially getting that same recognition for somebody that hasn't been in the spotlight in a really long time. And she's now starting to show up in things again.
Yeah.
But I think Mikey Madison is going to win every major award.
I think that she's literally going to take it every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. But I can understand your thoughts, Zach.
I'm gambling.
You're gambling. That's okay. It's fun to gamble. Best performance by a male actor in a motion picture, musical, or comedy. This is the weakest category of the bunch.
I agree.
Gabriel LaBelle for Saturday Night. Glenn Powell for Hitman. Hugh Grant for Heretic. What the fuck was that? Jesse Eisenberg for A Real Pain, Jesse Plemons for Kinds of Kindness, Sebastian Stan for A Different Man. I haven't seen Heretic, and I've heard he's great in the movie, but I'm shocked that he got a nomination. Sorry to the people in the comments that love that movie. I'm going Sebastian Stan for A Different Man.
I'm going for Jesse Eisenberg.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Sebastian Stan. I did have Jesse Plemons originally, but I'm trending more towards Sebastian Stan.
I've only seen 2 of these performances. I like Gabriel LaBelle. I loved him in The Fabelmans. I thought he was the weakest part of Saturday Night. So I'm shocked that he got a nomination. Sebastian Stan and A Different Man was probably in my top 5 favorite performances of the year. So even that he got nominated, I was so happy. But Jesse Eisenberg would probably be my second pick,
He's just
especially because he's the writer-director of the film.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get rewarded somewhere because of that. Or his movie will be rewarded. Maybe that's Kieran Culkin. I don't know. But I'm just gonna hope for my boy Sebastian.
Yeah, this was like a very interesting group.
Yeah. I think this is a weak category.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, Heretic in comedy or musical?
This is what is happening? That's even crazier because we were talking about The Substance, but Heretic is a straight up horror movie.
Well, I feel like they need to do musical, comedy, or horror at this point. Because they just keep putting horror with this, not drama.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. Maybe they should start mixing musical and drama, and then doing comedy,
musical and drama.
Comedy, horror, but I would do drama, horror.
Yeah, I guess you could do that too.
But it's just all the award.
What are we doing,
all
everybody?
the award teams, they hate horror films. They hate that type of label. So if they labeled it suspense, it would have been different. But anything horror, they hate.
Yeah.
Musical also just feels like how many musicals are actually put out a year? So like could just group them into drama or comedy. Like cuz there could be a dramatic musical as a drama, just drama performance, and then there could just be a comedy performance.
I think that's why like the musical thing in recent years also has given a lot of opportunity for these committees to put in like the people for the biopics.
Yeah.
So like the Rami Maleks from Bohemian Rhapsody, the Renee Zellwegers for Judy Garland, like it gives them an excuse to Taron Egerton for Rocket Man, which was shocking that he won. Not that he's bad in the movie, but I think the only reason he won was because he was in that category.
Yeah.
So, but we move on to what is probably a stronger category with best performance by a female actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. We have Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, Margaret Qualley for The Substance, Selena Gomez for Emilia Perez, and Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. I have Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez.
Wow.
I knew that was going to be the one that shocked Liz.
Wow. Whoa. No, I think you are completely wrong, and Miss Ariana Grande is taking it for the win.
Okay.
Wow. I'm going to go with Margaret from The Substance.
Whoa! Different ones. This is so fun.
What? I will say, this is a great group. Like,
It's a fantastic group.
I think it's a strong one. I think that they're all deserving of these nominations. I don't know. There's just something about Ariana's performance that I think she deserves every award.
I don't disagree with you, and I think she's probably going to win the Oscar. And for that reason, I don't think she's winning the
What
Golden
is this
Globe.
thing, though, that you think that the Golden Globes
Majority
doesn't
of
give
the
it? What,
time-
you think they, like, talk about,
No,
okay,
I don't think it has
person?
anything to do with that. I just think that the committees are very different. And I think that the Academy looks at things differently. And I also am trying to think about, again, I try to think of these things as like a science. Like,
Yeah, you're trying to win.
I'm trying to win.
Paul Giamatti last year won for Holdovers.
Yes, didn't win the Academy
Didn't win
Award.
the Academy Award.
My thing is, Emilia Perez had 10 nominations. And I feel very confident that it's not going to win in its category for picture. So it's going to have to get its love somewhere. And I think that, I would say my top three right now in the category would be Saldana, Ariana Grande, and then Selena Gomez. And I've barely seen Selena in the movie, what I've seen so far. But I think that what Zoe does in this movie, one, she commands so much of the screen that she's basically a lead, and she's in the supporting category. The other thing is, and this has been a very big conversation recently, Zoe's been robbed of being nominated for anything across her career because the unfortunate reality is that her best performance is something where she's doing motion capture and nobody wants to talk about it. This is her in the forefront in a movie that everyone's talking about, and I could see her getting an award somewhere. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's flipped, which maybe Ariana wins at the Globes and Zoe wins at the Oscars. I just think that this is going to be one of those categories this year that's getting split. And I think it's between the two of them.
I don't think so. And my thing is, I kind of enjoyed Selena's performance more than Zoe's in Emilia Perez.
That's fair. You've seen the full movie. I've seen 41 minutes. So
yeah.
far.
So I don't know. This one I'm going to be interested to see what happens. And who knows? Maybe Zach's right. Maybe maybe
Talk
Margaret.
to us about Margaret Qualley.
Maybe
Dude,
Margaret
she's so
comes
good in this movie. Yeah, like she is so hilarious and
So hilarious. So then
she is hilarious. It's not a comedy.
It is a
but
comedy.
Yeah, I think she's really, really good in this film, and I really think that The Substance will make its mark at one of the major award seasons, or award shows. So I think she's got a strong shot, and I agree. Like, this is a very strong category, so I won't be upset whoever goes to in this one.
Yeah, I think the supporting categories are really tough this year. Moving on to another supporting category. Best performance by an actor in a supporting role in any motion picture. Denzel Washington for Gladiator II. Edward Norton, A Complete Unknown. Guy Pearce for The Brutalist. Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain. And Yura Borisov for Anora. Also fun that we get a Succession reunion in this category. I think that you can make a case for 5 of the 6 people in this category. Genuinely. This is the one that I feel least confident about. But I'm going to go with Denzel for Gladiator 2.
Ooh.
I am also going Denzel.
Okay. All right. You guys know that I am a Denzel diehard. However,
Who's coming in?
I think Kieran can take it.
That
this
was
year.
my second choice.
Yeah.
That was my second choice. I think that he's been getting a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
Kieran. He's coming off of an Emmy win for Succession. He hasn't acted in a lot of films, and I think that there's also a weird politicking that goes on with these things where it's like, let's award the people we want to be in the industry. Like they want Kieran to be in more things. I think that based on what I've heard Guy Pearce is fantastic in The Brutalist. I've also heard that Jeremy Strong is really, really great in The Apprentice. And I think if that movie is going to get anything when it comes to the Academy Awards or the Critics' Choice, that's where it's going to get its love because people don't want to touch that movie. But there's something about the allure of what Denzel did in Gladiator II. It's one of my favorite performances of the year, but I do understand it's like very bombastic and over the top. But I don't know. I don't feel confident in it at all. I can't sit here and be like, it's definitely going to be Denzel because I don't know if it necessarily will be.
You know what I actually find so funny? And this is so random, and I'm sorry our viewers can't see it. Why does Denzel's picture, like from Gladiator 2, and everybody else is just like a regular picture?
He probably requested that.
He's like, I love this picture of myself in this movie. Put it up.
He's like, I need to be Macronus all the time in my everyday life. Zach, did you see A Real Pain yet?
Yeah, I did. I loved it. Yeah, it was very good. Honestly, the first watch I did, I probably a lot of it went like over my head, and I was just a little sleepy. So I want to go back and like rewatch it again. But he is so good at just playing this like, oh my god. I mean, he is so self-destructive in like a lot of his like new roles at least.
Yeah.
And Succession, this bleeds a little bit through into here. But he has no aim in life, and he just embodies that perfectly by what he wears, how he acts. He has that persona like nailed down to a T. So yeah, I think this category is between him and Denzel for sure.
Yeah, that's my thing with Kieran because I do love him. I just think he doesn't have much range, but I don't think we've seen his range yet either. And maybe that you see a little bit more of it in A Real Pain. I
wouldn't say it's range like fully yet. I think it's definitely different from what he did with Succession, but he does have a very damaged personality still in this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm excited to see it. It's one that's definitely on my list. All right, Best Director in a Motion Picture. We have Brady Corbett for The Brutalist. We have Coralie Farguet for The Substance. Edward Berger for Conclave. Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez. Pyle Capadia for All We Imagine as Light. And Sean Baker for Honora. If I didn't know what the nominees were for this, I would have picked Denis Villeneuve. So the fact that he's not nominated is shocking to me. And because of that, I'm going to go Sean Baker for Honora.
I'm also going Sean Baker.
Okay.
shit. Okay, so I'm between two people, but I'm leaning to Coralie.
Okay.
Because The Substance was just something that I had never seen before, and the buzz is still going. It's a lot of people's favorite in the top 5 and stuff. However, Nora is right there with it this year. I mean, it was between Sean Baker and Coralie for me.
Okay.
But I think I'm going to go Coralie. I think what she did with the movie, the Golden Globe Committee might be leaning towards more. And Baker's stuff, it's not fully awarded, right? Like in the past, it hasn't.
No, well,
been
this is his
received.
first movie that's ever really garnered any success.
Like Florida Project didn't get
only Willem.
I can't
got
remember
a nomination.
Yeah,
that was it. So I think that's another part of the reason I think that I think it's going to have its flowers this award season. But again, those flowers can be awarded at the Academy Awards comparatively to the Golden Globes.
Or it could be both.
It could be both. I think this category is a little hard though because I think that a lot of the films are entirely different. And All We Imagine is Light getting a nominee as well, getting a nomination for director when the film is an international feature means something. Like that doesn't usually happen, even though it's the Hollywood Foreign Press who does Golden Globes. They have more foreign voters. So I'm curious that it's another category I don't feel fully confident in. I just think I love Honora. And I think the direction is great. And he also edited the movie, which I think is cool.
He's one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, I love Sean Baker too. Best Screenplay, a Motion Picture. We have Brady Corbett and Mona Fastvold for The Brutalist, Coralie Farguet for The Substance, Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, Jesse Eisenberg for A Real Pain, Peter Strahan, I'm definitely saying that wrong, for Conclave, and Sean Baker's Honora. Again, using my strategy cap, I picked Peter Strahan for the Conclave. And I'll explain why after you all make your picks.
I'll be honest, this I don't know.
That surprised me.
Who to pick?
That
on
actually
this one.
surprised me.
I'm just gonna keep with Sean Baker because I
Okay.
just love him.
Okay.
I'm going with Substance, and
Oh,
I
wow.
think only because I don't know what is going to happen in the Brutalist, and it's 3.5 hours, but I don't
You're
know.
going in blind.
Like
Yeah.
I know it's an immigrant story, and people are saying it's crazy, but comparably to the rest of these, I don't know. Like I can't bet on that one yet. So,
Okay. I think it's a fair point. Most of the time in the Golden Globes, whatever wins screenplay never wins one of the Best Picture noms. So I think that is their way of awarding another film that they really like,
Which is why you think
which is why I'm
Conclave?
going
He's
Conclave.
rolling the dice, Liz. He's
I am.
rolling the dice.
I'm going for it here.
I just don't get deep into this. I just go with
well, you know what, Liz? Some of us really
I
care
just-
about award season.
I just go with whatever makes my heart flutter in the moment.
Whatever, Liz. Have some fun with this shit. Jesus. No, I get.
He brought theory and he brought science, and you brought emotion.
Emotion
and
love.
Yeah, great. Next category. Best original score in a motion picture. We have Clement Ducol and Camille for Emilia Perez, Daniel Bloomberg for The Brutalist, Hans Zimmer for Dune Part 2, Chris Bowers for The Wild Robot, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross for Challengers, and Volker Bertelmann for Conclave. All the films that I've heard of or have seen in this category, I think all have great scores. So I think it's a really tough category. I'm going to go with Emilia Perez because it's a musical. I think there's a outside shot for The Wild Robot, though.
Wow. I'm torn between Emilia Perez and Challengers. Just
I
because
would love if Challengers won, but I don't think it's going to.
was iconic.
I know. I love Trent Reznor and Atticus
But
Ross too so much.
I do think that it's gonna go to Emilia Perez.
Okay. Zach.
I was between two as well, and I think I'm gonna go Hans for Dune, and I was also between Challengers, but up against the rest of these, I don't know if
It
people
sticks
would-
out,
Yeah,
unfortunately, because I do think it was like an innovative and new score. For Challengers.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's like as powerful as some of the other ones.
I agree. I agree with that. Best original song in a motion picture. Beautiful That Way from The Last Showgirl with Andrew Wyatt, Miley Cyrus, and Lika Lee. I might be saying that wrong. Compress Repress from Challengers, Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross, Luca Guadagnino. El Mal from Emilia Perez, Clement Ducol, Camille, and Jacques Audiard. Better Man, or Forbidden Road from Better Man, Robbie Williams, Freddie Wexler, Sacha Scarbeck. Kiss the Sky from The Wild Robot, Ali Tamposi, DeLacy, Jordan K. Johnson, Maren Morris, Michael Polak, and Stephen Johnson, and Mi Camino, Emilia Perez, Clement Ducol, Camille, and Selena Gomez. I have Mi Camino because I heard it is one of, if not the best song in the film. So that's my pick.
I'm also picking that one.
Okay.
so now I'm going Challengers.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay. I would love to see Challengers get awarded, but
I know.
I don't see
think
it
it's a
happening.
lost.
I don't.
I think them getting nominated is a win.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and same thing with Zendaya. Like, that was a tough category. I think if a lot of those people weren't there this year, she might have a strong shot.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's tough.
We also love Miley Cyrus though getting a Golden Globe nom out here.
We do.
We love it.
We do
So
love
who
that.
knows? I haven't heard that song. Maybe it's
They
a
just put out
winner.
a music video today, I think.
Maybe it's a wiener.
Maybe it's a wiener.
Whoa.
Cinematic and box office achievement. Speaking of wieners, Alien Romulus, Beetlejuice, Deadpool and Wolverine, Gladiator 2, Inside Out 2, The Wild Robot, Twisters, and Wicked. This is Liz's favorite category.
I know what you
everyone. As
picked.
you know, she loves blockbuster movies. She loves Marvel movies. I'm going with Wicked.
I knew you were going to pick that.
I'm going with Wicked.
Boom, Zach.
I'm going with Wicked.
Let's go! All right. This is where the movie gets awarded.
Hell yeah.
This is where the movie's going to get the award because they're going to be able to still attach Golden Globe winner to the film going into the Academy Awards. And I just think that there's too much buzz going on for some of the other awards. I still think Ariana has an outside shot. I think there's definitely a shot for Cynthia. I can't see the movie winning in its category for musical or comedy. I think it would be like the third choice after Honora and Emilia Perez, and maybe even The Substance. It might even be the fourth choice.
No, I think it's the second.
I think you're wrong.
I think you're wrong.
Maybe I am. But I think this is their way that they can award this movie and still feel good about it. And they can get up on stage and they can hold space together and it'll be great.
What would be your second pick for this group?
My second pick for this group would probably be Gladiator II.
Really?
Probably. Yeah.
I thought Deadpool and Wolverine.
No, I don't think they want to award Marvel.
Oh, you think it's...
I think well, didn't they do like Endgame or one of those?
I don't know if
I
don't know if they
because I was gonna say
I don't think they had this award-winning game.
No.
I was gonna say Deadpool and Wolverine because of the whole R-rated thing. And it was like the highest grossing R-rated movie, so they might give it its flowers for only that reason. But
I'm gonna look into it, but I'm pretty sure that this is a very new award. I think this is only like the third year they've done.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought.
Well, and my theory was that they put this in because it's like a Disney box office award, like
Yeah, I just think that it's tough because then you also have films that are winding. Like Twisters is another one that like
it was big.
It was a big movie.
It was the big summer.
That wouldn't have been
summer
nominated for a Golden
blockbuster.
Globe unless it was
right.
The other thing is this is the only, ironically, of course, this is the only category they don't limit it to 5 nominees.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing. So I don't know. I think it's just interesting that Wicked was in there with all the rest of them. So we all have the same pick. Let's move to TV, folks.
Whoop, whoop,
We're a
whoop.
lot more blind on this side
Wow.
of the token this year, which I think it might have been the opposite last year. But best TV series drama, we have The Diplomat from Netflix, Mr. and Mrs. Smith from Prime Video, Shogun from FX and Hulu, Slow Horses from Apple TV Plus, Squid Game Season 2 from Netflix, which hasn't even released yet, and The Day of the Jackal for Peacock. I have Shogun.
I have Shogun.
I have Shogun.
Not much to talk about.
No.
It's the biggest and best show of the year. Everybody thinks it. It's won tons of Emmys. I think it's going to
I would be shocked.
do really well at the Golden Globes. I would also be shocked. Best TV series, musical or comedy. Abbott Elementary on ABC, The Bear, FX Hulu, Hacks for Max, Nobody Wants This on Netflix, Only Murders in the Building, Hulu, and The Gentleman, Netflix. I went Abbott Elementary.
I am torn in this one. Because for The Bear, this is its most recent season.
I believe it's
correct?
season 3. Yes.
Which I just did not love. And I hear Hacks is pretty great. So I'm going to go Hacks.
Okay.
I have The Bear, but I think there's stronger series in this category. Yeah.
We all have different ones. I think that people really like Abbott, and I think this is going to be a show that gets awarded multiple times the same way like an Office did.
Okay.
And I think it's going to, especially when you have a weaker year, it'll always be the reliability of that the show is what the show is and people love it for what it is.
Which one won at the Emmy most recently? Wasn't it Hacks?
Yes, it was Hacks. I've watched a little bit of Hacks. I do like Hacks. I don't know if it gets awarded the same way across all the award shows, I feel like.
We'll see.
Nobody Wants This, I know you loved.
I love it, but I don't think it wins in this category. No.
All right, here's a tough one. Best TV, limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for television. Baby Reindeer from Netflix, Disclaimer from Apple TV Plus, Monsters, The Lie on Eric Menendez story from Netflix, Ripley from Netflix, The Penguin from HBO, True Detective Night Country from HBO. I am going with The Penguin.
I think it's between two. I think it's either The Penguin or Baby Reindeer. I'm going Baby Reindeer.
I think it's between two with The Penguin or Ripley. I didn't see Ripley.
I disagree.
Really? Was it bad?
No,
Oh.
it just wasn't. I
wish
it
I
was
got their
very
reaction.
art housey.
Okay. Because honestly, I was just going off
might
of
have
look.
responded better to that.
Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm
Go
gonna
with your heart.
Go
Zach.
with your heart.
My
Zach.
heart.
That
My heart
was
says Penguin. So we'll see if they give it its laurels.
Yeah, I think that it's between Penguin and Baby Reindeer too, and I think there's an outside shot for the
Monsters.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
of the way that Hollywood has been eating that up. I would be very sad if the Penguin doesn't win because I think it's one of the best shows of the year.
Yeah, but
Maybe
Baby
besides-
Reindeer was brilliant.
It was, and it was a massive hit, and I think that I think it's probably between the two of them, and maybe I'm going with my heart
You
instead
are.
of my gut with
And
Penguin.
I'm going with my brain.
Well, you know what, Liz? Go with your fucking brain. Best performance by a female in a TV series drama. Anna Sawai for Shogun, Emma Darcy for House of the Dragon, Kathy Bates for Matlock, Keira Knightley for Black Doves, Kerry Russell for The Diplomat, Maya Erskine for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I have Anna Sawai. Liz doesn't know.
I think I'm just gonna throw it out there and say Emma Darcy.
Okay.
I'm going Anna.
Okay.
Anna was crazy this year.
Emma Darcy would probably be my last pick on this list.
I don't know. I think that she was one of the better parts of the show.
I'm surprised that they even got a nomination this year.
Really?
House of the Dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought season 2 wasn't good.
Yeah, but it's just like such a big show.
I was kind of shocked by it.
All right.
But I like Emma Darcy. I think they're a great actor. I'm going with Anna Sawai because I think she is probably the best performance in the show, right?
I think so. I think she really carries it at points. But she is so good for being
She's
such a
great
new
in
actor
Shogun.
too.
You still haven't watched Shogun. Liz, gotta
You
hop
would
on
like
dude.
it. You would like it, Liz.
I've been busy.
It's a great show.
That's fair. You had
It
to
is
get
fair.
married.
You've been
Yeah.
busy. She did get married, everybody. Write in the comments. Say congratulations to Liz.
Don't.
And embarrass her and make her
Don't.
blush. Best performance by an actor in a TV series
Don't.
drama. Billy Bob Thornton from Landman. Donald Glover for Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Eddie Redmayne for The Day of the Jackal. Gary Oldman for Slow Horses. Hiroyuki Sanada for Shogun. And Jake Gyllenhaal for Presumed Innocent. This, I think, is one of the toughest categories for the TV side. I went Hiroyuki Sanada because I think he's still the favorite. He won the Emmy. My very close second was Jake Gyllenhaal.
I'm going Jake
Because
Gyllenhaal.
I think the Globes want to reward celebrity. And I think him being on a prestige show makes a lot of sense. But I went Sanada. Liz went Gyllenhaal.
I'm going Hiroyuki.
Okay. Any thoughts on Gyllenhaal? Did you watch Presumed Innocent?
I did. I loved it. I think that his performance was very it was probably one of my favorites out of his whole career.
Whoa.
Yes. I think that he just had a lot going on in that film or that show. I'm not going to spoil anything about it because there is a lot that happens, but his character just goes through a lot without showing it. And it's a brilliant performance. So I say it goes to him.
Okay. I think Sonata was great in the show, and I think that he's just been the hot name. So that's why I went with it. Zach, any comments?
Yeah, I just think that they like his category is for his performance too, but also just what he did to get Shogun to this point. I think they might award. And he's been around Hollywood for so long too, and this is finally his spotlight. I don't know if he'll get a bigger role in this, like at least publicly received. Like I hope he does, but this might be his one shot at a Golden Globe, so maybe they'll give it to him because of that as well. And it's just a great show overall. But
all fair points. Best performance by a female actor in a TV series, musical, or comedy. Io Adebri for The Bear, Jean Smart for Hacks, Katherine Hahn, Agatha All Along, Kristen Bell, Nobody Wants This, Quinta Brunson, Abbott Elementary, Selena Gomez, Only Murders in the Building. I took Io Adebri.
I am going to go Io also.
Okay. Zach.
I have Io. And
Wow. A
Guys,
surprise.
we're back.
Yeah.
We're back.
A surprise, sweet.
It was because I feel like this is like,
Are you confident in this though?
no.
Me either.
Because I think there's like really good people in this category, and then Quinta's been great in Abbott from everything I've heard, and Jean Smart slips in
Yeah,
the
I
hats.
mean, Jean Smart's definitely the one.
she's the one that I'm thinking too for
yeah,
probably could steal it.
Yeah, I think Io wasn't awarded for season 1. I don't think she won the Globe for season 2. I think she won the Emmy. And I think that they are feeling like they need to award her. And I think that's going to happen. I think Jean Smart has already won a Golden Globe for Hacks for season 1.
Yeah.
They like to spread out the
winnings.
the winnings. They do.
Although
So-
Quinta just
Quinta's
keeps,
always a chance too. I mean,
Yep,
again, I think Abbott's just always going to be a powerhouse while it shows on the air.
Yeah.
Best performance by an actor in a TV series, musical, or comedy. Adam Brody, Nobody Wants This. Jason Segel, Shrinking. Jeremy Allen White, The Bear. Martin Short, Only Murders in the Building. Steve Martin, Only Murders in the Building. And Ted Danson for A Man on the Inside. This one was tough because I didn't feel confident in it. I went Jeremy Allen White, but part of me wanted to say Jason Segel. I didn't go there. I went with Jeremy Allen White, even though his performance in season 3 is anything but comedic. But I think they will reward him for his performance.
I think he needs a little break from winning. And I'm going with my heart, and I'm going to do Adam Brody.
Okay.
wow. So you're saying he has to get humbled?
I think that I think he's just won a lot for this role, and I think that he needs to
Spread it out.
He needs to spread it out and also like get better next season a little bit.
Okay.
Damn. Well, in that case, I'm still picking him.
That was awesome. I've heard Adam Brody's great in the show. Part of the reason I thought The Outside Chance for Siegel is because it's a show that like I feel like has become the new, and it's from the same writers as Ted Lasso. Like it's a comfort show for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And Ted Lasso was rewarded, and Shrinking missed out on a lot of stuff season 1. But I still think they're not done rewarding Jeremy Allen White. I think this might be the last time for a while, but I think this is the last time. We'll see.
I won't be shocked if he doesn't win it, but yeah.
Yeah. Best performance by a female actor in a limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for television. This is a stat category in terms of name recognition.
Yeah, it is.
Kate Blanchett for Disclaimer, Kristen Milioti for The Penguin, Jodie Foster, True Detective Night Country, Kate Winslet, The Regime, Naomi Watts, Feud, Capote versus the Swans, and Sofia Vergara for Griselda. First of all, Liz and I covered Griselda about a year ago on this channel.
I loved Griselda, first of all.
As did I, and I'm so happy that she got a nomination.
Yes.
She has a 0.1% chance of winning because of how tough the category is.
I agree.
And despite us having tons of Academy Award winners on this list, I am going with Kristen Milioti for The Penguin.
I am too. Just from what I've heard of her performance, I'm giving it to her because I've actually seen The Regime and Capote versus the Swans. I like their performances. I don't think they're standout performances for Watts and Winslet, so I'm going with her.
Milioti.
Break out the brooms, bro.
Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah. I think it's her time to shine. I really do. I think I think out of the 3 nominations that the Penguin has, I think this is the best shot that they have at winning an award. And what an incredible array of talent she's going to be surrounded by. Seriously, Kate Blanchett, Jodie Foster. I do think Jodie Foster has a shot because she won the Emmy.
You guys didn't love it, though, right?
We did not like that.
Not like that show.
We did not like that show at all. So not for us, but we'll let you guys fight in the comments. Best performance by a female actor in a supporting role on television: Allison Janney for The Diplomat, Dakota Fanning for Ripley, Hannah Einbinder for Hacks, Jessica Gunning for Baby Reindeer, Callie Reese for True Detective Night Country, and Liza Colon Zayas for The Bear. This is the first time we've ever done these that I am stuck between 2 people. And I don't know who I want to go with. So I'm going to pass it to you and Zach, and I'll try to make a decision.
So are the 2 that you're between are Jessica and Liza?
Yes.
Yes.
100%. I think it's the toughest race.
I agree.
It's not the toughest category, but it's the toughest race between 2 performers. And I don't really know where they're going to go with it.
Because are you thinking that for Jessica, like, can never get nominated again for this role?
Not that. I think she, this is going to obviously lead to a lot more opportunities for her. I think
performance is pretty crazy.
Yeah. I'm going to lean Jessica Gunning for this category. Liza's been hot on the trail this whole time for season 3, and she has a terrific aside episode.
See, I think I might go Liza.
Okay. Split the ties.
I'm going Liza.
Yeah.
I think she's had like her best stuff in The Bear in this season for her character because they gave her more of a spotlight.
Yeah.
So
I think it's fair.
Jessica could win it because her performance is terrifying and wild. So
yeah, I think they're probably equal on the award trail right now. I feel like they've been like swapping back and forth depending on what it would be.
So we'll see what happens.
So we'll see. We have our final 2 categories we'll run through quickly. Best performance by a male actor in a limited series, anthology series, or motion picture made for television: Andrew Scott for Ripley, Colin Farrell for The Penguin, Cooper Koch for Monsters, The Lyle and Eric Menendez Story, Ewan McGregor for A Gentleman in Moscow, Kevin Kline for Disclaimer, and Richard Gadd for Baby Reindeer. I have Colin Farrell for The Penguin.
I also have Colin Farrell.
I'm sorry, Liz, I didn't get you, but Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
I'm going Colin Farrell.
Okay. Richard Gadd's already won.
Yeah, I think his performance is good. I just, from what you guys have told me about Mr. Colin,
he's so good.
He's killing it.
He's so good. Yeah, I can't. I'd be shocked if he didn't win in this category. And the final category we will be covering: best performance by a male actor in a supporting role on TV. We have Diego Luna for La Machina, Eben Moss-Backrack for The Bear, Harrison Ford for Shrinking, Jack Lowden for Slow Horses, Javier Bardem for Monsters, The Lyle and Eric Menendez Story, and Tadanobu Asano for Shogun. I am going with Harrison Ford for Shrinking?
Wow. Honestly, I don't know.
I think it's between 3 people.
Who are the 3 for you?
Ford, Asano, and Moss Backrack. Liz hasn't seen any of these shows besides The Bear, and she didn't like Richie.
No, I saw
in season
Monsters.
3. Oh, you did?
I didn't think that he had like a super strong performance though.
Okay.
Like it wasn't bad. It just wasn't like
Stand out.
new or innovative. Maybe I'll jump on the Ford train.
Do it! Hop on the Ford train. Zach, are you the 3rd member?
I love Ford. I'm giving it to Eben still.
Okay.
I am such a hoe for the Bear,
I
bro.
just didn't love his season. I feel like it wasn't a ton to work with.
We're talking about 3,
Yeah.
right?
It's 3.
Okay.
I can understand that my reasoning with again, Shrinking. Harrison Ford was snubbed last year.
I know.
Didn't get a nomination across Emmys, Golden Globes, anything. And people were like, he totally should have been nominated for it. I think this is them making up for it. I think, again, it's the Ted Lasso theory. And they want to be able to say, we gifted Harrison Ford an award later in his career for a role that is very different than anything he's done.
Yeah.
So I lean that way. I think if he doesn't win, it's going to be Tadanobu. I don't think Eben has a shot this year.
Okay.
But I think it's
Fair.
because people are responding in a certain way to him. And again, like based on what I'm thinking, in my predictions, I have them awarding Jeremy and Io. So I don't know if they're going to, and potentially Liza. I don't think Eben's winning.
I think Jeremy's out.
We'll say, Liz.
I think my second would be Javier with Monsters. Yeah.
I can see that though too, because they love Javier Bardem.
They do. It just wasn't anything different for him.
All right.
He was strong. It just wasn't.
Well, this is going to be a fun award season.
I'm gonna see what
We got
happens.
a lot of different choices. We got a lot of different opinions. Let us know in the comments. What are your guys' thoughts on our picks? Do you lean towards my picks, Liz's picks, Zach's picks? Definitely list out your picks in the comments. We'd love to discuss that stuff with you guys. And we will be doing a live stream for the Golden Globes this year. So definitely tune into that on our channel and interact with us. We'd love to talk about the awards with you guys and see how we all winded up doing. You guys can also follow us on all our social medias. All that stuff is below me and in the description for this video. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Threads. We're on Facebook. And we have tons of other stuff on the channel for you guys to check out in film and television. We've covered a lot of the stuff for award season so far. Some of the TV shows we started covering. Like I said, Griselda, we covered basically a year ago. So we've watched as much of this stuff as we possibly can. We're going to watch more stuff to catch up as much as we can for the Globes to discuss these things with you guys as well. So definitely tune into all of that if you can. Just signing off, I am Darian Scalamoni.
I am Liz Seiko.
I'm Zach Miller.
And we'll see you guys next time.
This is The Culture.